What's up, re-ups? I know I've been slipping with the videos, the vlogs, whatever, YouTube period. But I had a lot going on. Y'all, could y'all believe I got my hair done yesterday and it looked like this already? I mean, it need to be curled. I just hurried and jumped up to come to the nail shop and stuff. Because it was really cute when I left. I messed my stuff up because I sleep so hard. And I'm hard on hair. But anyways, so I was supposed to tell y'all about this about like 2-3 weeks ago or whatever when it happened. But every time I try to like tell a story, I couldn't do it without crying. So I said I'll just wait. And then I have like a lot going on. I have so much going on. I'll tell y'all that about all that stuff down the line. But anyways, if y'all watch story time, any one of my story times of me talking about my upbringing, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about, right? So I don't consider myself as a celebrity, but if I was a celebrity and somebody wanted to make a movie about me, about my life or whatever, would y'all expect me to lie or tell the truth? Would y'all want to see a movie about the truth or lies? Like, my YouTube is about the real. I don't lie on my YouTube. I don't, like, this is the real me. Like, my nails a mess right now. I'm sitting in front of the nail shop. Was 37 minutes early or whatever. Like, this the real me. I don't come on here only when I have makeup on or when I feel like I'm beat or whatever. Of course, I want to look a little decent because I don't want to just be on the internet tore up or whatever. But anyways, y'all understand the point I'm trying to make, right? So the uncle who I lived with, that I told y'all about in story time, he called me and he was like, what is this such and such is his wife, such and such saying you talking about her on the internet? And I'm like, talking about her on the internet? And I'm like, oh, they watching my YouTube. They stalking my YouTube. But somebody else who commented and said she knew this person must have went back and, told them. But I don't care. I'm grown. Like, and this is my story or whatever. But anyways, so I'm like, oh, go watch. He was like, oh, call her and talk to her. I'm like, talk to her for what? Tell her go watch my YouTube and see if, if I was talking about her or whatever. Now, me, honestly, I asked my makeup artist. I asked a couple other people. Y'all feel like, that's talking about them. Some people are like, who you say the name? Like, no, I ain't say the name, but if you know, you know, or whatever. Like my fans and my supporters don't really know, don't know them or whatever. But if you know, you know, or whatever. And I say it's so much stuff. Like, when I'm talking to my cousin about it, I'm breaking down because it's so much other stuff that I could have said that I didn't say. That I left out. I feel like that's other people's story or whatever. I don't know if I told y'all I lived with my other uncle also when I was in middle school, not long. And my grandmother, my grandmother stayed around the corner, so I could just, but I think I got suspended and they put me out. Like, stuff that kids do, I ain't even get suspended for nothing bad. Like, you know how these kids now are like stealing cars and doing stuff or whatever. Like, I was like the average kid and I felt like everybody gave up on me. Everybody. And in order for me to like stop dwelling and move on, I have to really forgive these people. I don't know if I told y'all in 2020 when my daughter was in the hospital, this lady came to the hospital. She was a volunteer for Children's Hospital, and she read me. She was like, make it right with your mama, and whatever you're dwelling on it, stop dwelling on it. So I went to them and told them how I felt. Of course, she denied it. My uncle was looking crazy like he always looked because he knew he was always a person to say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Not only that, her daughter came out and was like, Ma, you did do that. Like, you did say that or whatever. It did go like this, or our life was like this or whatever. She's the only one who isn't living in her truth. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike her. I don't hate her. But if like the way I was treated, fuck with me as an adult. Like, and sometimes I don't even want my kids to go certain places because I don't want nobody to mistreat them. I don't want nobody, like, I feel like I live in a 5-bedroom house. Plenty of room. Everybody got their own room. Guest room, den, garage, whatever. Y'all don't have to go to nobody's house. Especially y'all don't have to go to nobody's house who's going to mistreat y'all. Stay at your own house. or whatever. So all that just, irks me really, really bad. So anyways, I reached out to my other uncle. And my other uncle was like, well, he called me a few weeks ago. He told me you got people hating her. I can't have nobody hating her. Like, if I'm telling y'all my story, it's going to make y'all hate her. Or that'll make you just feel like, I mean, if you're not a one-sided person, I mean, I'm not lying, but the kind of person my mom is, she would want to be like, well, let me hear her side or whatever, and let me see or whatever. But if you are just like a normal human like me with feelings, you will be like, well, damn, I'm sorry you had to go through that or whatever. But I don't think I have people hating her. You don't want people to know what actually went on or how you treated me or the unfair stuff you did. And I'm not going to sit here like everything was just horrible. But like most of my time over there was real, real miserable. Like it was real miserable. Like I wanted to go to school, and that's probably why I used to get in trouble so much at school, because it's like now I'm at school and I'm being a class clown. I'm acting out because, bitch, I get to be myself here. I ain't got to fake it. I ain't got to put on. I could be myself here. I could be ready at school or whatever. So anyways, so, he said, you got people hating her or whatever. I'm like, all right. So, I called my best friend. I'm like, you said her name? I called everybody. It was like, no. I'm like, that's my story. This is my story. You want me to lie? And I said, like I said, I couldn't even tell this without crying. Because, all right, so like I told y'all, when I was 16, I got my name Rihanna. She was like, oh, you're not going to be grown standing here. She put me out. And me personally, I felt like I ain't do nothing. Like, you ain't catch me having sex. You ain't catch me, I got a tattoo. Like, what other teenagers done. But like, I wasn't her child. So I get it now, I wasn't your child, so you gave up on me. You put me out because I wasn't your child. Or whatever. So I went to stay with my other uncle or whatever. And my uncle, who wife put me out, he was saying, oh, just graduate, I'm gonna buy you a car, whatever, blase. Didn't. I don't know if I told y'all, at my graduation, nobody wasn't at my graduation. And y'all probably asking like, well, they knew? No, they ain't know. They didn't know. I didn't tell them, but I'm a senior, and it's me. You ain't asked like when graduation is, graduation dues, prom. I paid my own prom fees, got my own hair done, got my own makeup done, bought my own dress, paid my own graduation dues, whatever. I paid it myself. Baby. My grandmother at the time, she was living in Thibodeau. She couldn't come because like she was real sick. My grandmother was like real sick and she couldn't walk up the steps. If my grandmother was able to be there, my grandmother would have been there. But my grandmother couldn't be there, so she get a pass. I walked in the graduation with a picture of my dad. I had a picture of my dad under my gown. I walked across the stage, received my diploma. When I received my diploma, my friends stood up and clapped for me, and everybody who knew me. I didn't have a family member there. Y'all didn't ask and I didn't tell y'all. But that goes back to me saying, that's like my kids. I know I'm an extra mom. Even if I wasn't extra, I'm going to start preparing early. Like 11th grade year, I'm planning for this graduation party. I'm prepping to see what type of car I'm going to get my baby. Or when they going to start giving out these I want to pay this early. But like that goes back to say, I wasn't their child, so they not worrying about that. You get it? Y'all get it? Tell me if I'm, comment and tell me if I'm wrong. Or whatever. I can take constructive criticism or whatever. So, like I said, I didn't tell that. What else? It was many a times I said she took her daughter. She might go somewhere with her daughter and she might be like, oh, I ain't get you nothing because you picky. Yeah, I was picky, but now you asleep I ain't, I was asleep or whatever, and they might probably go somewhere. Oh, I ain't get you nothing because you picky. Well, now I'm up. You want to bring me somewhere to give me something so I could pick it out myself? Like, it used to be like small stuff. Like, they used to just like irk me. And I just was like so miserable. I was so miserable. And like I said, she spent she spent her days trying to bust us to see if we were talking to boys, to like crazy stuff. And it just like made you go crazy because it's like, damn, I know I'm 14 and I'm 15 or whatever now. Am I not supposed to be liking boys? Like, is this not normal? I'm not trying to have sex. I'm just trying to see, like, is it normal for me to, because you like boys, you hot, you just, whatever, just randomly bringing you to the doctor to go get checked. Just real crazy stuff. And every time she had the birds and the bees talk with us, her age about when she broke her virginity changed. Because I was 17, and I was 18, then I was 19. How old were you? Like, how old were you? And my uncle, this is my whole thing with him. I get it. He's unproblematic. He don't like confrontations or whatever, but you gonna let somebody mess over your niece? Like, you gonna let somebody mess over your niece, and like some things, like I said, it wasn't all the time. But out of 100%, it was 70%. 30% was okay. 70% just hell or whatever. You gonna let somebody mess over your niece and not say anything? It was so many times, just don't worry about it, Rihanna. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, and my grandmother was my voice. They called my grandma. My grandma got to call you and curse you out because what you mean don't worry about it? And I just wish I would have just got my education in Thibodeau. But I wanted to be around my friends. I wanted to see my friends. I won't be in no country, in no damn Thibodeau or whatever. So that's what I had to endure because I didn't go to Thibodeau. And then when my grandmother died, like I said, it just felt like God hated me. I already told y'all my mommy in jail, my daddy dead. Now the only person who got my back is dead now. The only person who was my voice, the only person who gonna speak up for me is gone. Now I'm just like, what I'm here to live, like, it just be pissing me off. And that's just why I love my kids so much. Even if I didn't go through this, I love them. I would love them so much, but I just love them even harder. Like, I love my kids so much. And like, that's why when my baby died, I still be messed up. I feel like everybody messed up, but I be messed up because I'm like, Lord, I can't take anymore. Like, I've been through a lot. Please stop. Please, pretty please, or whatever. And that's why, like, my relationship with God is iffy. I want to be closer to God. Like, I try. And when I go to church, I cry like a baby because whenever I go in, it's like the pastor is speaking directly to me or whatever. But I've been through a lot. Like, and recently, I've been really missing my mom or whatever. I've been missing her or whatever. I wanted to also reach out to Yall and Eli's grandmother and just like, I don't need anything from you financially, but get to know these kids. Like, I don't need you to watch them. Just come see them, Let them know who you are. Because my grandmother was everything to me. And I just hate that it make me go to hating, like, that I had kids with this guy because he don't come from a very family-oriented family. And I hate that. Or whatever. I just hate it. Riley is blessed. He blessed because his grandmother, he have a grandfather, and all that, or whatever. And Eli and Yall, grandfather is supportive. Like I told y'all, he ain't miss a beat in the hospital room with me. You'll think a grandmother would be like that. So I've been having a lot going on, y'all, and I just don't know how to deal with it. So I just run from it. But now I'm talking about it to you all because it makes me feel better. And I just get tired of being sad. So I just want y'all to tell me if I was wrong. Was I wrong for telling my story? I never once mentioned her name. And I blocked my uncle because I started feeling like this. And my uncle, I love my uncle so much, but it is what it is. Like, that's your wife, and I get it. I'm just your niece. You married her. I'm just your niece now, so I understand that or whatever. I told him it's okay. I texted him and said, hold on, I don't want to lie, I'm gonna let y'all know what I text him. I probably deleted our messages. Oh no, let me see. Look, because he got an Android. I text him all this. I said, I'm sorry if I don't feel you or y'all don't understand my story. I didn't lie on nobody and I never said names. I told my story, but I guess the truth hurt. This the same thing I came to talk to her about in 2020 and she denied it. Like I made the stories up I went through. Up. All you ever did was say, don't worry about it, Rihanna. I always felt like an outcast in that house. I didn't tell nobody about my graduation, but y'all didn't ask either. I ain't have a single soul at my graduation. It's so much other stuff I could have mentioned, but I kept it brief. She's always yelling she raised me, but never show up for my kids' party. But I'm at the point in my life where is so many people that genuinely love them. I don't care who don't show up for them. It's okay to take up for your wife in public, but in private, you're supposed to correct her. I'm going, let me tell y'all all that, because I don't want to put y'all in his mix. But I wash my hands with the both of you. I don't care about family. I have my kids in there, all I need. And it's so crazy, I really do care about family because it really hurt me and it really bothers me. But it really do bother me. But I really did always feel like an outcast or whatever. But oh, you know, y'all see how earrings just make stuff better. But I only have one or whatever. But that's what I wanted to tell y'all. So comment, like, subscribe, and I promise y'all I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna vlog tomorrow for the second line. I'm gonna put it together, and I'm not gonna have y'all waiting again. I promise. Peace.